Welcome to What is Going On in the UC, and today I'm so excited. God is really working today because we're going to talk about the holy wine. So I'm going to talk about the holy wine, one of my favorite things on earth. With the exception of my wife, children, and true parents, what else is tangible on this earth that has high value? The holy wine. Why is the holy wine valuable? My friend Instant messaged me a quote from Father's speeches, and he says that we lost, when the fall happened, we lost God's word, God's love, and God's substantial being. Now, we can mimic godly people and attain God's love. In other words, by copying people, we can learn how to be loving like them. We can listen to great teachers. We can listen to the greatest teacher. We could listen to the voice of God himself and know with clarity the truth of God. But being a substantial body of God only happens if you are substantially born from God. You cannot just wave a magic wand and be the substantial body of God. We were actually the substantial body of Satan, because Satan actually prompted the sex that created us, okay? So the sex comes under his dominion. He says, that is my work of art. Yes, I use the tools that God made, the penis and the vagina and the male and the female humans. I use those tools to paint my painting. We are that painting. We're called fallen man, right? And it's substantial because it was substantial sex with the spirit of Satan behind it, okay? That's the substantial body of Satan. So how do you undo that? You can't. This is why Jesus said you have to be born again. Okay? And he had this problem too, because how is he going to help people who already came out their mother's birth canal? How is he going to help them be born again? Please. This is a journey into mysticism. I think it was Nicodemus who said, how can I be born again? I mean, it's not possible to go back in his mother's womb, right? Well, even if Nicodemus could wave a magic wand and go back in his mother's womb, his mother's not the substantial body of God. So he would just be born a fallen person again. It's not just the miracle of being born again. It's being born from a real flesh and blood person who themselves is the substantial body of God. Okay? In the process of being born from that person, you have a DNA that God recognizes as his own. The substantial expression of this phenomena, this birthing phenomena, is meant to be an expression of God. It's actually meant to be something that we go through. So Jesus came up with the solution. How can you be born again? And by the right people. So what Jesus did was he broke bread and wine with his disciples in the Last Supper. And he said, take this, it represents my body and my blood. The other way that people attempt to have a physical experience of being reborn is through baptism. This is just pure mysticism. So with baptism, you go into the water, surrendering your old life. And when you come back, it is as if you were born anew. Under the auspices of the church, you are born anew. Well, when you go back to that memory, a physical event that happened to you, you can remember what it means, and you can actually ask God if he respects that as the changing of your identity. And when you get any confirmation from God that he respects that as the changing of your identity, then you can actually stand in front of your biggest troublemaker, Satan, who's telling you that you're nobody. And you can tell him that you are a substantial member of God's body, you are a substantial member of God's blood, his family, right? Those physical events are a replacement for our physical birth. Now, with the holy wine is a physical expression of all true parents' desire, with them standing as God's substantial body, to have you connected to that substantial body. The Father said he wishes he could put you in mother's womb and have you come out. But as we said, that's impossible. So he took all the meaning of him sending a sperm into mother's womb, that sperm becoming a new you and coming out. He put all of that meaning into the holy wine. So when we say we don't care about allowing other people to have this experience, we are missing the whole concept of connecting humanity back to the substantial body of God. The more we do to allow people to feel that they're inheriting the substantial DNA or body of God, the more world peace is going to come about, because the more we start to feel that we are actually one body. So this ceremony is not passé. So when you think of the three things that Father said in 1958 that we lost as a result of the fall, we lost God's truth, we lost God's love, and we lost the substantial body. You think, well, I feel great with the love part. I feel great with the truth part. My mind is very clear. But if you don't think that principalities and dark forces and dark places will poke you and probe you for confirmation about who you are, if you think that you can forego the physical experience that testifies to your own mind about your physical connection to the substantial body of God, if you think you don't need that, well, hey, I guess I'm not talking to you. But if you know that one day you will need to know that you know that you know, that you got more than the truth, that you got more than this kind of love feeling inside you and love behavior about you, but somebody loved you and gave you their blood, and that's what makes you restored. So I hope this has renewed your appreciation for the holy wine, because Our true parents are no longer a physical manifestation together on earth anymore. And what they made together represents their most precious connection to the rest of humanity. Alright, if you like this, please share it. Talk to you later.